All right, guys, today we are going to learn about dot plots, which is section 9, topic 1 in Math Nation. So 9.1. Okay, so a dot plot is a graphical display of data showing frequency or how often a value occurs. Each data point is represented as a dot over the corresponding value on a number line. Okay, so the total of all the values divided by the number of values is considered our average, but now that we're with math and dealing with statistics, we are now going to call it our mean. Okay, so the average or the mean is the total of all the values divided by the number of values that you have. Okay, the middle number in a list or a graph of data is considered the median. Okay, that is the middle number. Okay. And then finally, the number that appears the most we're going to remember is our mode. Okay, so mean, median, and mode. And this should all be review. We've covered this before in the past in 6th grade math and probably last year a little bit in your 7th grade or pre-7th grade math or pre-algebra. So again, this should all be review, but it is still considered statistics, and it's just how to interpret data. So our first type of data that we are going to interpret is dot plots, okay? So the dot plot below shows the number of hours students spend studying each day, okay? So this is what they're doing each day. They're studying each day, the number of hours. So what is the longest time someone spent studying? Well, the longest time somebody spent studying is right here, okay? So that means that the answer would be 9 hours. Even though 10 is on my graph of my number line, because there's not a dot there, that means that nobody spent 10 hours studying. Okay, how many students spent less than 4 hours studying? So less than 4 hours. Well, my 4, right, here is my 4 hours, but I want to know the number of students that spent less than 4 hours. So it's not going to include my 4, but it's going to include these students, these students, these students, and this student. So how many students spent less than 4 hours studying? Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 students spent less than 4 hours studying. Okay. How many students were surveyed total? Well, that's just the total. How many students were surveyed? That's just the total number of students. So we just have to count the number of dots. Okay. So if we sit here and we count the number of dots, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So 17 students were surveyed. Okay. What does each dot represent? Well, each dot represents a student. Okay. And how many students did not study at all? One student did not study at all. And that can be seen right here. And that's a little too dark, and that's why I was afraid to use that. But one student did not study at all. Okay. Okay, so creating dot plots, we have to create a dot plot using the data below to create, creating dot plots. Use the data below to create a dot plot. So here's all of our data, and we need to create a dot plot with this data. Well, that's going to be really easy because we just have to take the numbers and plug them into this number line. So the first number we have is 10, so we're going to put a dot at 10. Then we have an 11. We're going to put a dot at 11. We have another 10. Put another dot. Another 10. Put another dot. Now we have 19. So we're going to go down here. We have 18. We have 10 again. Okay. 11. 11. Then we have another 10. We have 18. Cross that off. We have a 13. We have a 17. We have another 18. We have another 19. And another 13. And 14. 20, 13, and finally a 12. Now that we've created our dot plot, we could answer questions about it, but they didn't ask us to do any questions. They just asked us to create a dot plot, so we are finished. Okay. The dot plot shows the typical sizes for birds Daniel saw on his bird watch trip. So we have questions here that we need to answer based on the dot plot that was provided to us. Daniel did not see any 8-inch birds. Well, let's look at this graph, okay? Daniel did not see any 8-inch birds. Well, these are the birds in inches. And how many birds did he see? Well, he saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be false because he definitely did see 8-inch birds. Okay. It says the mode is 7. Okay. Well, the mode is the number that happens the most. So the mode is 7. That is also going to be false because the mode is actually 8. Okay, because that's the number that occurs the most, being 8 with 5. It says the median is 8. Well, to figure out the median, we need to figure out the middle number. So to do that, we cross out one by one. So we start at 5 and then 9. Then we go 5 again, and then we start down here at 8. Here, 5 and then 8, 5 and then 8, 6 and then 8, and this would be our middle number. So this is our median. Okay, so yes, our middle number, our median, is 8. That is true. Okay, the mean is 7. Well, to figure out our mean, we have to add all of these values together. And when we add all of these values together, so we have 5 4 times, so 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So that's obviously 20 plus 6 plus 8 times 5, right, which is 40, and then plus 9, because there was one that was 9 inches, so plus 9 Once we add those all together, we get 75. And we have to divide that by the total number of birds that we had, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 75 divided by 11 is equal to 6.8181. And so the mean is not 7 because it's 6.81 repeating. So that is a false statement, okay? So the mean is not 7 because when we figure out the mean or the average, you would have 75 divided by 11, which would give you 6.81 repeating. So that is not an answer. Okay, that is it for our notes for dot plots. You should also learn about dot plots in your video section 9, topic 1 in Math Nation. So this is just a brief review before you get or after you've completed your homework assignment for section 9, topic 1. Have a great day, guys. Make sure you answer all the questions on the forms. Bye.